Welcome to Redneck Can Cook. Today we're going to be helping you out a little bit with your sweet tooth. We're going to be making a snack that might take you back to the holidays. It might transport you to the Major League Baseball park. It might be the local county fair that you loved when you were a child. We're going to be doing candied cashews. However, we're going to kick it up with a little bit of redneck flair. We're going to do smoked candied cashews. That's right, you heard it, smoked candied cashews. So let's head on out in the backyard and get busy on this sweet, salty treat. Now I know I said I was going to kick these candied cashews up a notch by throwing a little smoke on them, but I got another trick up my sleeve as well. We're going to use a little bit of homemade bourbon vanilla. We always try to use something midline like Maker's Mark or better when we're making our bourbon vanilla and really high quality vanilla beans, and it just takes it up an extra level. Okay, so what we're going to do here to begin with, let's talk about this. I'm going to put the recipe for this tasty treat in the comment section of the video when we're complete. I'm making a double batch today. You could really make a double batch, triple batch, or quadruple batch because folks are going to eat them up. So what we're going to start with is we're going to take some egg whites, farm fresh egg whites. We get all of our eggs from a local Amish family and they're just so tasty. We're going to put these in here. And we have, in this container, a little ice, a little water, because when we whip these up for froth, I have my bourbon and some ice cold water in here that we're going to mix into our egg yolks, or excuse me, egg whites. So, here we go. We're going to mix it up. We have these egg whites whipped nice and frothy, just about where we want them to be. Now that we have the egg whites whipped nice and frothy, we can move on to our dry ingredients. We have granulated sugar, cinnamon. I like to go a little heavier on the cinnamon than I'm going to put in the recipe in the comments below, but you can start there and see how you really enjoy them. So we're going to get the cinnamon in. I believe for this double batch I've got maybe, I think it's about a teaspoon and a half. So we're going to get it, stir it up and incorporate it. All right, we have that there. I'm going to put salted cashews. Let's see, we also have a little bit of salt hiding around here. I like a little on the saltier side too, so I add a little bit of extra sea salt into my dry ingredient mix and toss that together. So we're going to take our cashews into a larger mixing bowl. We're going to take our whipped egg whites. We're going to get them in here. And what the egg whites really do, you get them whipped nice and frothy, and then you want to combine the nuts with the egg whites. Okay, so now that we have the whipped egg whites in with the cashews, what this is going to do, they're going to act as a binder to pull the seasonings. So we're going to get our sugar and our cinnamon in there. We're going to move this around, get them well coated, well incorporated. And this is really, these egg whites are really the key. What happens when we put them in the smoker on a little bit of heat, we're going to combine everything. It's going to get it to where they get nice crispy shell from those egg whites once they're heated with the sugar and then cooled. And they're just absolutely positively fantastic. Okay, so we have that guy there. You can kind of see they're just, that sugar is incorporating with those egg whites and that bourbon vanilla, and oh my, if you could smell this, it's just delicious. Yeah, they're pretty well incorporated. You can see, get nice and stringy and sticky. That's when we know we're kind of where we want to be. So we're going to start getting them out on a baking tray, lined with some parchment paper. And I'm going to try to get as much of this yummy, delicious, sweet and salty coating out of here as possible right now. And what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to get these spread out in a nice, even single layer. As you can see, this is a double batch, so it's not a huge batch. It is not unusual for me to make up a quadruple batch of these things because they really are delicious. This batch I'm actually doing for our neighbor Rogelio. We haven't had time to have a garden for the last few years because I'm an old man, 52-year-old man with an 8-year-old son, keeps me busy. Our neighbor Rogelio tends to bring over delicious summer tomatoes and some great varietals of peppers that he grows. So we're gonna make him up some of these as a treat for being so kind to us here at the Redneck household over the summer. Now that we have our candied cashews all in a nice even layer on our parchment lined baking sheet, it's time to get them in the smoker to get a little heat and a little smoke on them. I'm running oak hickory cherry competition blend right now, but you could use most any pellet other than something like mesquite that's super strong, because the cashews will only be on the smoker for between 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how the glaze caramelizes. And we're gonna be running the smoker trying to keep it as close to 250 degrees as we can get it. So we're gonna take this over. Looks like my fire pit's burning down. Got to keep that fire pit going. For the Redneck Can Cook family, we're gonna hang out around it tonight and enjoy a little bit of this fall weather that's coming in. So let's head on over to the smoke and the heat. Yeah, let's get these puppies in a little heat and a little smoke. Use a little pink butcher's paper to line the bottom of the smoker. Keep my pans a little cleaner because I'm lazy and I don't like to scrub them up. Let's close them up. So like I said, we're running at about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to keep it right around there. We're going to give it 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, and we'll come back out and check, see how the glaze is doing, turn them. See you soon. Okay, it's been about 20, 25 minutes, so let's take a look at how things are going. Oh yeah, yeah. Turn. Gets a little sticky. It's not super easy, but we want to get them turned because the coating, we really want to get it on all sides. And once they come off and cool, you'll have nice crystallization all the way around them. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is try to work them back out. It's starting to look beautiful. I tell you, it's really hard not to eat these while you're cooking them. And it's really, really hard not to eat them when you first pull them off, but it's worthwhile to wait because what happens once they cool back down, when you eat them when they're warm, the nuts are still a little soft. But when you let them cool completely down, the sugar, the glaze solidifies completely. Then you end up with this just wonderful sweet salty crunch followed up by the creaminess of those cashews, and it really is a truly wonderful snack. Okay, I believe that's a good layer there. You know there's going to be a redneck licking spatula here very shortly. All right. We're going to give it maybe another 20 minutes and come back out, and I believe they'll probably be done. Be right back. Okay, it's been another 15 or 20 minutes. Let's open up the smoker and see where we're at. Oh yeah. So you can see Liquid's evaporated off. It's a caramely, gooey mess in there. They're ready to be pulled off and allowed to cool before we before we consume them. We'll be back with the finished product. Well, folks, we're back with a finished product. It's sweet, salty, smoky goodness. Smoked candied cashews, a little bourbon vanilla. What we're looking for is, it's very much like a brittle, but it comes apart a little more easily. You have beautiful, beautiful caramelization with the sugars on it. Just delicious. Salty, sweet, creaminess on the finish with the cashews, and just a hint of smokiness, and that bourbon vanilla just takes it up an extra notch. So this is what we're looking for when we break it. You want it to come up, you're going to want it to come apart like that. I think our neighbor Rogelio will enjoy his portion of this. And folks, if you don't have a smoker, you can cook it in the oven, 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Bring it down to like this. If you don't have bourbon vanilla, you can substitute regular vanilla or no vanilla at all. With the combination of the light smokiness and that bourbon vanilla together on these candied cashews just takes it up to like redneck perfect. So we're hoping that you'll join us for the next Redneck Can Cook. We hope you enjoy this Redneck Can Cook.